Everywhere I go, bring the beatbox. Everywhere I go, bring the beatbox. Everywhere I go, bring the beatbox.
Assalamualaikum guys. As you know, Madam Rokia has assigned our group to do seminar 2 on topic sustainability accounting management. Before we meet, Adila and I will choose one company. Same goes with Aida and Emira. I hope everybody do the findings and we will discuss it together. See you guys later at Cafe Redan on Monday. Assalamualaikum. Hello guys. Are you ready to start our discussion tonight?
Waalaikumsalam. Yes.
Okay, let's start with definition of corporate sustainability. Sustainability accounting, also known as social accounting, social and environmental accounting, corporate social reporting, corporate social responsibility or non-financial reporting, was originated about 20 years ago and is considered subcategory of financial accounting that focus on disclosure of non-financial information about firms' performance to external stakeholders such as capital holder, creditors and other authorities. Sustainability accounting represent the activity that have a direct impact on society, environment and economic performance of an organization. So who can explain for the core element of corporate sustainability?
Me, Dila here. There are 3 core elements of corporate sustainability, consists of economic, social and environmental. For economic, it contains job creation, profitability and proper accounting of ecosystem service for optimal cost-benefit analysis. As for social, they include environmental justice, human rights, resource security and education among other important social elements. Lastly, environmental, focus on the well-being of the environment. This pillar include water quality, air quality and reduction of environmental stresses such as greenhouse gas emission.
Can I explain for the sustainability report? I have read about this yesterday.
Yes, Aida, please proceed.
A sustainability report is a report published by a company on its material non-financial performance data that include environmental, social, governance concerns. A sustainability report is a critical first step in implementing a strategy that can help an organization to set a goal, measure performance, manage sustainability-related impact and risk, and understand how it drives value for its stakeholder. Amy, do you find any benefit of sustainability report? Can you explain to us?
Yes, I do note it in my notebook. As shows in the slide, there are 3 benefits of sustainability report. Firstly, sustainability reporting conveys disclosure of an organization's negative impacts in addition to its positive impacts on the environment, society and economy. Secondly, the sustainability reporting continues to mature and evolve. Organizations can gain a better understanding of how sustainability issues impact their business and where the opportunities for competitiveness and shareholder value can be found. Lastly, they can also build trust and credibility with a growing number of internal and external stakeholders that demand greater insights into how an organization manages risks and opportunities related to material, environmental, social and governance matters. Do you know why sustainability report is important? Let me tell you why sustainability reporting is important. Multiple market developments and heightened regulatory and legal scrutiny indicate that the transparency and accuracy of sustainability reporting is increasingly important. In addition to NGOs and consumers, regulators and investors increasingly demand the communication of a thorough sustainability assessment and management of related risks and opportunities. An increasing number of financial instruments and business partners demand a clear assessment and articulation of the company's sustainability performance. Dila, did you know the Global Reporting Initiative framework?
Yeah, Amy, the Global Reporting Initiative is an international independent standard organization that helps businesses, government, and other organizations understand and communicate the impact on issues such as climate change, human rights, and corruption. The GRI standards are set of integrated reporting standards enabling organizations to report publicity on their economic, environmental, and social impact and contribution toward sustainable development. GRI standard represent global best practice for reporting sustainability information, enhancing its comparability and quality.
Ooh, what's a good explanation, Dila? Now, for the key benefit of Global Reporting Initiative Standard, which sustainability report based on the GRI standards can be used to benchmark organizational performance with respect to laws, norms, code, performance standard, and voluntary initiative. Demonstrate organizational commitment to sustainability development and compare organizational performance over time. GRI promotes and develop this standardized approach to reporting to stimulate demand for sustainability information, which will benefit reporting organization and those who use report information alike.
Oh, I got some knowledge about Global Reporting Initiative Framework. Then, I will share about International Integrated Reporting Framework and type of capital that I find during my reading. The International Integrated Reporting Framework is used to accelerate the adoption of integrated reporting across the world, which aim to improve the quality of information available to providers of financial capital to enable a more efficient and productive allocation of capital. In addition, is to promote a more cohesive and efficient approach to corporate reporting that draw on different reporting strengths and communicates the full range of factors that materially affect the ability of an organization to create value over time. Furthermore, to enhance accountability and stewardship for the broad base of capital, financial, manufacturer, intellectual, human, social and relationship and neutral, and promote understanding of their independency. Lastly, to support integrated thinking, decision making and action that focus on the creation of value over the short, medium and long term. So next, I will share to you guys the type of capital which consists of 6 capital. I will start with financial. The funds available to produce good or service obtained through financing or generated through operation of investment. Second is manufacturer. Physical object available for use in the production of goods and service such as building and equipment. Third is intellectual, include intellectual property such as a patent and license, and organizational capital such as knowledge and system. Next is human, employee competencies and experience. Then is social and relationship, the institution and the relationship within and between communities, group of stakeholders and other network, and the ability to share information and enhance individual and collective well-being. Lastly is neutral, all renewable and non-renewable environmental resources and process that provide good or service that support the past, current or future prosperity of an organization. It include air, water, land, mineral, forest, biodiversity and ecosystem health.
Okay Zira, now I will tell you guys benefit of corporate sustainability. First, boost employee morale. Sustainability report enhance staff morale. Employees are proud of their company's community involvement. Second, build a credibility. An organization gains credibility by being transparent about its social, economic and environmental sequences. Third, impress investor. Credible sustainability report enhance a stakeholder trust. Fourth, identify business opportunity. It identifies cost savings. It also link non-financial and financial firm performance.
Can I share my research on stakeholder and their influence over environmental and social practice?
Yes, Amira, let's hear it.
Stakeholders are parties that will have their interests affected by the decision made by the management of corporation. From the slide, we can see 6 types of stakeholders. They are shareholders, employees, customers, creditors, NGOs, and banks. Let me explain one by one. First, shareholders. Shareholders will improve confidence towards the performance of the corporation's management. 2. Employees. Employees provide sense of pride and moral booster which will improve productivity. Third, customers. Customers create an image as a trusted company that care for the well-being customer and environment. Fourth, creditors. It builds credibility as an entity that is able to meet their financial obligations. NGOs. Protector of the environment, communities, and lastly banks, which ensure the projects funded by the banks are socially responsible and reflect sound environment management.
Before we proceed to our discussion about real cause of sustainability on the industry, I will explain the recognition of economic impact, environment impact, and social impact. First, economic impact, which is measured due to the corporation decision. For example, financial measure and broader measure of economic impact such as financial relationship with supplier. Secondly, environmental impact, where the organization activity to the environment, including natural systems such as land, river and water pollution and waste management. Lastly, social impact as the impact on society due to the corporation decision. For example, customer, supplier, creditor and investor. At this moment, let's continue with our discussion on how the two different industries manage COVID-19 issue in economic and social.
Aida, Amira, which company that you selected for the analysis?
We choose Starbucks for our analysis since it is well known in Malaysia. In 1971, Starbucks company was founded by 3 partners, Jerry Bedwy, Zef Ziegel and Gordon Booker. The Starbucks company was initially located in Seattle, Washington and United States. Starbucks Corporation propagated into the world market over the 5 decades based on marketing, roasting, selling beverage and food. Starbucks entered the coffee industry and became one of the leading sector among others of the food and beverage market. Nowadays, Starbucks has established well in the market and has 32,260 stores all over the globe. In Malaysia, the brand's strong presence result in expansion to over 190 stores in Malaysia. Which company did you guys choose for the analysis?
Oh, we select Petronas for our study, which is Petronas Segangan and Petronas Chemical. Petronas was established in 1974 and wholly owned by the Government of Malaysia. The corporation is vested with all oil and gas resources in Malaysia and is entrusted with the responsibility of developing and adding value to these resources. Petronas is one among Fortune Global 500 largest corporations in the world. Petronas provides a substantial source of income for the Malaysian government, accounting for more than 50% of the government's revenue from 2015 until 2020.
Apparently, the recent pandemic crisis has affected Starbucks economically, socially, and financially. So, the first impact of COVID-19 to Starbucks is decreasing number of consumer demand. During pandemic, customers need to comply with government restriction. Thus, any gatherings among friends are not allowed during pandemic situations. Secondly, less in customer demands has affected the number of workforces. Starbucks company must reduce the number of staff at the outlet to reduce the company costs. Starbucks also need to spend extra costs to cover employees' face masks, test kits, and sanitizers at every stores as an initiative in taking care of employees' welfare. Starbucks must implement safety protocols to create a healthy public environment in order to ensure the customer safety. Aida, will you continue for the impact in economy?
Starbucks also have impact in economy. Under the influence of COVID-19, Starbucks economy, stocks and cash flow are all declining. Malaysian Starbucks operator Berjaya Food Berhad reports loss as much as 1.82 million for the latest financial year due to movement control orders during the COVID-19 crisis. The most significant change that we can see is closing outlets. Starbucks is about to close 4,000 outlets as a precaution due to the pandemic. The company has suffered over 3 billion losses and they had to go with drive-thru and deliveries only.
Oh, I see. So, how Starbucks respond to the COVID-19 issue?
Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, Starbucks partners, customers, and communities have been resilient and inspiring in the face of unprecedented challenges. Starbucks respond well to the COVID-19 issue. I will explain the response of Starbucks for social. Firstly, is prioritizing the health and well-being of our partners, employees, and customers. In the early months of the pandemic, Starbucks has provided partners benefits that include service pays, catastrophe pay, benefits continuation, expanded mental health support, expanded backup child care support, and food and beverage allowance, with no involuntary layoffs. They also initiated a $10 million emergency relief fund for partners in both companies operated and licensed retail stores market around the world. As stores began to reopen, Starbucks announced a COVID-19 leave of absence policy for partners who prefer to take unpaid leave while keeping their existing Starbucks benefit and eligibility for unemployment assistance available. Next, Starbucks playing a constructive role in supporting health and government officials as they work to mitigate the spread of the virus. Since the onset of COVID-19, Starbucks has remained close to national, states, and local health officials to ensure their business decisions are anchored to and guided by facts and science. They have shifted the store layouts and customer interactions in a variety of ways, prioritizing customer safety while providing a warm and welcoming third place. The Starbucks Foundation also made a funding donation as an initiative to support equitable vaccine access, education, and outreach in disproportionately impacted communities. Third is showing up in positive and responsible ways to serve our communities. With the onset of COVID-19, Starbucks Partners in Asia leads the way in organizing food and coffee donations to hospitals, non-profits, local police, health officials, and other frontliners, as well as coffee farmers. Since the start of the pandemic, Starbucks has provided frontliners workers in the US with more than 4.2 million free cups of coffee, along with thousands of Starbucks gift cards and K-Cup pot pellets for hospitals. Starbucks also launched a campaign to raise customer awareness about growing food insecurity and encourage donations to Feeding America.
How the industry respond to the COVID-19 issue by economically is improvise business strategy by focusing more on online platform. Starbucks understand that they had to keep moving forward with their business globally, so they decide to focus more on the online platform. Due to the awareness of the COVID-19 pandemic, Starbucks customer must choose by ordering food and beverage from Starbucks store either through the drive-thru, Grab and Go, Starbucks Delivers or Starbucks apps online. Online platform are always the best way to avoid contact with another person, such as using Foodpanda, one of the Malaysia's successful food delivery service. As a result, even though they have lost huge amount of money and had to lay off staff and shut several stores, Starbucks continues to sustain in this industry. How about you guys? What the impact of COVID-19 to Petronas?
For impact of social in Petronas Dagangan Berhad, change in consumer expectation and buying behaviour. Intense competition happen in mature market and lower consumer demand is due to various stage of MCO. As for Petronas Chemical, impact social for employee are exposure to COVID-19 virus directly impacting employee health and disruption to office work due to enforced work from home mandates. Plants forced to operate at minimum manpower due to SOP. Next, impact social for supplier is supply and delivery disruption due to manpower and fleet shortage. Furthermore, higher COVID-19 countermeasure costs affected supplier or vendors' bottom lines and lower power or gas demand due to MCO directly affected the feedstock to the plants. Now, Dila will share the impact in economy to Petronas Dagangan Berhad and Chemical.
The pandemic continued to affect the financial performance most of the company, including Petronas. In Petronas Dagangan Berhad, the sales volume is reduced, which declined by 2% in 2021 because of reduced travel and commercial activity. The reimposition of domestic and international travel restriction particularly affected demand for the more gas and jet fuel. Demand for the diesel and LPG also dropped because of the contraction in domestic commercial and industrial activity during the MCO. As for Petronas Chemical Berhad, despite better market conditions, they remain proactive in mitigating the financial risk of COVID-19. For instance, the MCO presented a risk of non-timely receipt of payment from their customer. Also, lockdown in key market in Southeast Asia impact sales volume.
Oh, Petronas have ended the issue where Petronas Dagangan are leverage marketing campaign such as Mesra Visa Kasih Bonoza and digital marketing programs to attract customer to station. Next, enhance the digital customer experience via settle with differentiated loyalty points and Mesra redemption portal. In addition, enhance Mesra own label product and diversification of product offering and introduce new partner into the ecosystem. Under impact for employee, Petronas Chemical are provide medical or non-medical assistance for affected employee and compensated employee who had to quarantine due to business travel. Furthermore, implemented COVID-19 prevention measure at the workplace, including the creation of green bubble for critical plants employee and establish a Pusat Perbiang Vaksin (PPV) for employees at Gebeng Pahang and Kecil Terengganu. It also provide financial assistance for new ways of working to smoothen the transition to remote working and introduce flexible working arrangement and mental health program. After that, Petronas Chemical respond to issue supplier will share Petronas SOP for better deployment of resources and set up documentation of contactless delivery and shipping. Implemented a contactless work plan for loading teams and driver to avoid direct interaction. In addition, health service provider receives approval from authority to continue their operation and regularly engage with upstream supplier to ensure PCG business sustenance.
Now it's my turn to share the response to economy. Petronas Dagangan has implemented a range of growth and recovery strategy to capitalize on the strong rise in energy price and to diversify their earning base. They continue to expand the range of retail products. They also incorporate a new subsidiary focusing on the F&B businesses called Master Retail and Cafes in Berhad during the year. The implementation of this measure and strategy resulted in a significantly stronger financial performance in 2021. Meanwhile, Petronas Chemical overcome by engage with their customers to understand their challenge in meeting payments and closely monitor their trade account receivable. This contributed to the timely payment from customers throughout the year, and their outstanding trade receivable reduced from 1.3% in 2020 to 0.0% as at 31st December 2021. They also diverted their product sales to countries that were less affected by the COVID-19 pandemic or in partial recovery mode. COVID-19 pandemic continued to adversely impact people, businesses, and economy over the world. The unprecedented event that unforesaw the industry contending with their challenge as well as Petronas itself. However, did you guys know, despite this issue, Petronas are able to sustain in the industry? This is due to several reasons. First, Petronas is 100% owned by government, which contribute up to almost 40% of national revenue. Furthermore, less competitor in Malaysia since all Malaysian oil resources are owned by Petronas automatically. Also, they are able to make a profit in year 2021 where Petronas Chemical reached 7.3 billion, where it the highest in history, and Petronas Dagangan also increased their profit by 5 to 9.75 million in 2021. They also remain the most valuable Asian brand in 2022. Hence, there is no reason for Petronas for not be sustained in the industry.
Everywhere I go, bring the beatbox. Everywhere I go, bring the beatbox.